So we've talked about the mentality of cops on the show before, and it seems like they hire the most nervous guys in the state to carry guns because they're jumpy, man. They're shooting everybody. You got a pencil, you're getting shot. You don't. How many unarmed people get shot? Are you having a diabetic seizure? You're going to get shot. Are you having a stroke while driving? You're going to get shot. Are you just a kid who's drunk who turned his car over? You're going to get shot. Cops just shoot people. Are you mentally ill? Cops will shoot you. Do you have a gun? Doesn't matter. You reached for my gun. That's my favorite. They reached for my gun. Well, why don't you leave the gun in the fucking car then? If you're getting out and this guy's unarmed. No, I got to have baby with me at all times. So guess what happened in Indianapolis? Homeowner calls police and grabs gun after robbery, and an Indianapolis cop shoots him when he shows up at his house. Yeah, so this guy got robbed. His wife comes home. She works late, I guess nights. Comes home at like 3, 4 in the morning. Here's what it says. Police in Indianapolis shot and wounded an armed homeowner who was trying to protect his wife from a carjacker. Officers were called shortly after 4:30 a.m. to a robbery call at the home in Warren Woods neighborhood, reported the Indianapolis Star. The homeowner opened his garage door when the officers arrived. And they found him standing inside, armed with a gun. So in Indiana, turns out, if you have a permit for a gun, you can open carry. So now a cop shows up at a guy's house. The guy is open carrying. He's the homeowner who just got robbed, so he's open carrying. The cop doesn't say, put it down, drop it, who are you? He just shoots him. They shot him. Who are you? Doesn't get back behind his car. Just immediately, boom, boom. Because the primary job of a police officer is to make sure he goes home safe. It's not to save you. It's not to protect the citizens. It's not to defend the Constitution. It's not to serve his community. His number one job is to make sure he goes safe. And he's going to shoot some motherfuckers to do it. He's going to do it. And if he gets it, that's why they're so jumpy. By the way, they're trained to be jumpy. They're trained to be jumpy. They're trained to never. Oh, where's that gun come from? He can shoot you any moment. The homeowner opened his garage. Police shot the man at least once in the midsection, believing he was the robbery suspect. They soon realized their error after initially reporting the subject had been. So they call it in. Subject's been shot. Meaning the robber. No, you shot the guy who owned the house. I'm going to guess that guy was black. It's my guess. It's my guess.
Oh.
I'm going to guess that guy was black. And the man remains in serious condition at an area hospital. Police learned the homeowner's wife had arrived home from work a short time earlier and was held up at gunpoint by a robber who then took her car keys. The robber was unable to start the car and then fled on foot. But not before the couple reported the attempted carjacking. Other residents of the neighborhood, which is 59% black, according to the U.S. Census, said the shooting was outrageous. Yeah, I would call that outrageous. Cops show up, shoot first, ask questions later. That's what this is. Hey, there's a guy with a gun. Is he pointing it at you? No. Is it loaded? I don't know. Is it a toy gun? I don't know. Shoot him. Ask questions later. That's what they did to Tamir Rice. They show up, but they shot him within 2 seconds of pulling up to the scene. So within 2 seconds. They didn't know that's a toy gun. Those cops didn't know this guy had a toy gun. They show up and shoot him. Did they go, hey, who are you? They don't decide to get behind their door and go drop your gun. They just don't yell, drop your gun or I'll shoot. I don't know. Maybe I've watched too many movies. But isn't that the way you would imagine it would go? If you were a cop, Hank, now we've never been trained.
No.
It's hard to believe.
Not even a little.
But wouldn't you think if you're about to shoot someone, the first thing you would say is drop the gun or I'll shoot? No, just start shooting.
I don't agree completely with that.
Oh, let me hear.
I think this guy has to own a good bit of the culpability. I mean, you have a gun in your hand. Not to say that he deserved anything at all, but the way the police are trained, not to say he should have made.
Again, you're telling that this guy should be more aware cops are fucking maniacs.
But yeah, I mean,
that's
everybody seems to know that.
Because
that's not the whole point, though. Is it's like if the police are at your house, you should put down the weapon that you're holding in case they don't know who you are. I mean, I think it sounds to me like everything was happening very quickly.
Yeah, that you
and
might
a whole
think
bunch
that
of stressed
the guy
out
just got
people.
robbed.
A whole bunch of stressed out people were making decisions on the fly under less than ideal decision making conditions.
You mean the cop included?
Yes, including the cop.
The cop is
But let's
trained.
Yeah, I'm not defending the cops. I'm not saying that the cops made any good
I don't
choices.
It's
understand.
definitely a smart idea not to have a gun in your hand when cops show up,
that's my point
especially
is-
in this country because cops shoot people
Absolutely.
and ask questions later.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show how fucked up our culture is that you have to be afraid that cops are going to shoot you if they show up at your house.
The bigger point, using
Without asking a question, but Hank, wouldn't you say something before you shot someone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would say,
I would,
drop the gun. Drop the gun or I'll shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
But the bigger point for me, the way I look at it, is that anybody who owns a gun, I mean, the gun ownership can only result in this kind of confusion.
Oh, no
and
doubt.
therefore,
That's why
we'll
they
get
say.
lots of people shot who don't deserve to be shot and shouldn't be shot.
Well, the only thing that could stop a cop with a gun is a good guy with a. Yeah, that's exactly your point.
That's what I mean,
More
kind of.
guns, more shootings, more
Yeah.
deaths, more injuries, more people shot. The more guns, more bad.
The presence of the gun in the situation made it worse and made it more dangerous.
And the guy had the gun. His wife got robbed. Didn't help.
Yeah.
The guy was there, robbed, got left before the gun showed up.
Yeah. I mean, police are freaked about your hands. That's the number one thing. Like, let them see your hands. Keep them safe. Like, I've been pulled over. I'm a white guy. I mean, I'm not in any danger of the same issues African Americans deal with. But I'm terrified when they pull me over. And I keep my hands on the steering wheel.
Scared.
I don't make a movement until they tell me to get my wallet out or something. And so the whole thing with cops is that if they're trained, like you said, to laser focus on what's going on with the person's hands. And if they see a gun in your hand, they're going to immediately assume you're going to try to kill them with it.
Yeah, I know, but that's
incorrect.
I agree too. But you should be cautious. If you see somebody with a gun, you don't immediately start shooting someone.
I know, it's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. You show up at someone's house, and by the way, of course, this guy's got a gun on him. He's still in his house. He doesn't know where that guy went. That guy who just robbed him.
Yeah,
he doesn't know where that guy went. That guy, we don't know if that guy was out of his mind. We don't know if that guy was on meth. Or if that guy could tell if that guy. So he's probably sitting there worried. This guy's going to come back. I'm waiting for the cops to show up.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have his keys now.
Right, they took his keys.
Can't get into his house.
So he's probably just sitting there with a gun waiting for the cops. And scared, like that guy's going to come back. I don't know if that guy's in the back of my house. I don't know if that guy's in the bush. I don't know where that guy is. Maybe that guy went to his car and got a gun and's coming back. Who knows?
I mean, the presence of the guns always escalates the danger for everybody involved.
Yes, but the problem is cops have guns and they're escalating every situation way too often. Like they should be able. I mean, if
like that, why wouldn't they? Again, why wouldn't they go drop the gun or I'll shoot? They just shoot immediately. They don't pull up like in a defensive posture.
How about
what
this?
Did you guys show up in your fucking underwear with your doors wide open? How did you guys get in? You know what I mean? Like, how are you approaching this situation?
Yeah.
mean,
with their guns out.
There's an armed robbery. Right. And you have your guns. You don't immediately. Anything.
Well, I do have to agree with that because what you're saying is their tendency is always to shoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is the problem. And obviously, that means they're not being trained to handle situations.
No, they're being trained to escalate and to protect their lives no matter what the situation is. Their lives come first.
There was a story.
Blue lives do matter. Their life is... It's not, again, it's never about risking your lives. I don't ever hear that. You don't even hear that said like in casual conversations about, well, the cops are there to risk their lives to protect you. They don't even say that. It's like they're there to protect they got to go home every night.
Yeah.
That's the new... It's switched. It's switched in this country. It used to be cops were there to risk and that's why you gave them respect. That's what was the theory anyway. But now that's switched. I don't know when it switched or how it happened, but now it's their number one duty is to make sure they go home. I heard Barack Obama say that. That's not their number one duty, by the way. That's why that's why they get a gun. That's why they get the benefit of the doubt. That's why they're supposed to get respect. That's why you have to follow their orders because they're there risking their lives for you. But if they're not risking their lives, if they're just shooting at anybody who walks down the street and makes them jumpy, then what's the difference between me and a cop? I'm jumpy too. So if if the cop is the jumpiest guy in the situation, he shouldn't be in that situation. That's not a good cop. But why is it always the cops are the jumpiest guys in the situation? And you know that. If that guy was white, he would not have got shot. I'm telling you right now. They would have asked, they would have said something, they would have asked him. I'm willing to bet anything. That guy, we're going to look it up.
Yeah,
we're going to look it up. It's not in this, in the articles I've read so far. They don't even name the guy. Okay, there you go. Cops are doing a great work. Guess what? We did a little fact checking. Turns out, A, the guy who was shot was black. B, according to the Indy Star, which is a part of the USA Today network, according to Indy Star, they say the police still don't know what the 9-year Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department veteran said, if anything, to an armed East Side homeowner before shooting him once in the stomach Tuesday. So this is Indy Star. Guy was black, and they don't know if the cop said anything to him. Well, there's a little bit more to the story. According to Indy Star, it says it's unclear if what the homeowner was wearing matched the description of the robbery suspect or whether he raised his weapon before being wounded. But officials are certain that the incident should not have ended with the man being shot and hospitalized by the very officers he called to help. In the 9/11 call, no vocal exchange could be heard between the homeowner and the officer who fired his weapon. Riddle and Taylor said it was unclear whether the officer gave any verbal commands to the homeowner. So, just shot. Sounds like he just shot without giving any verbal commands. Like I said, he didn't say, drop your gun. Who are you? What? I'm the guy. Nothing. Just, oh, boom. There's a black guy with a gun. Shoot him. So there you go. All right. So we did a little fact checking. I feel good about it. And I feel bad about the story.